Okay, so here's the deal. Kevin Gates got arrested, for the whole him kicking a fan while he was on stage incident. If I'm not mistaken, the girl had like touched his shorts or something like that. And, a lot of people were wondering what the heck was going to happen with the case. And they gave him 180 days in jail, y'all. 6 months. Now, a lot of people are screaming hashtag free Gates or hashtag free Kevin Gates right about now, including his wife. And I'm going to get into what she had to say about it all on social media. But first, let me show you something here. As you can see, this is his mugshot on the screen. Here's what the Polk County had to say about his arrest. His real name is Kevin Gilyard, and he was charged with battery, touch, or strike. There you go. So anyways, basically, I'm going to read to you guys what TMZ had to say about it. Then I'm going to tell you what Dreka Gates, his beautiful wife, had to say about the whole thing. And listen, she is livid. Now, if you want to see the actual video of the incident, so then that way you can judge it for yourself, I posted the video on my blog at the meatmagazine.blogspot.com website. In the description box, I always include the link to my blog. But pretty much what this video is about is me telling you what I think about it. That's for the people who are new or whatever. Anyways, so TMZ posted a story titled "Kevin Gates 6 months in jail for kicking female fan." Why did they have to include the fact that she was a female? Would it matter more? Would it matter less if it was a man? But anyways, forget hashtag misandry or misogyny against men. Let me go read you what TMZ had to say. TMZ said, Kevin Gates is going to do time for the crime of unloading a brutal kick on one of his fans after she tugged at his shorts. The rapper was found guilty of battery in the 2015 incident during a Florida club gig. The judge sentenced him to 180 days in Polk County jail, and he was immediately taken into custody. The video of the kick, which TMZ first posted, made it pretty clear. Gates severely overreacted to the woman reaching for him from the front row, and the judge and jury agreed. Thank you very much, TMZ, for that information. And like I said, you guys can see the video for yourself to make your own judgment and assessment of the situation. Now, I'm going to read to you what is fine. Now, I'm not trying to be, listen, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, and I'm not trying to sound thirsty, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful. I think it sucks that Kevin Gates is in jail. I think it sucks that this woman tugged at his shorts. I think it sucks that he, in my opinion, overreacted. But at the end of the day, man, I gotta say, man, Dreka Gates is fine as hell. Anyways, back to the story. I could go all day talking about how fine she looks in her hijab. She's a fine Muslim woman. Anyways, Dreka Gates said, "You mean to tell me that Kevin Gates kicked the girl in the red jumpsuit and knocked the breath out her? Because that's what she's been claiming and testified today in court. If anything, her friend choked the fuck out of her. She claims she fainted. But yet she and her friend stayed at the club at the front of the stage even after this incident. She also acquired a civil attorney early on. What does that tell you? She also touched him first, more than once, without his consent. But yet, he was the one sentenced to jail today for the same crime. She and her friend also had very conflicting stories and were tripped up in many lies today in the courtroom. It was comical and sad at the same time to see how desperate people are for fame and money. Not to mention the prosecutors wanted to give him 60 days with anger management and community service. But yet the judge decided to give him 180 days? Are you fucking kidding me? Inshallah, justice will be served. Hashtag unjust, hashtag fuckery, hashtag Polk County, hashtag shaking my fucking head. By the way, thanks for taking my husband away from our kids. Sarcasm. Hashtag it's not over just yet. That's right, Dreka. It's not over till the fat lady sings. And Lord knows Kelly Price hasn't put out an album in years, Jesus, but that's none of my business, because that's not my calling. But anyways, man, this is really shameful. Kevin Gates out here playing the role of Chun-Li, kicking bitches in the chest at full motherfucking force, flying through the air like Liu Kang. Oh my Lord. Ooh, I saw fire come from his foot, Jesus. All jokes aside, I rewatched the video from the angle that your girl Dreka posted the video from, which is on my blog as well. And man, I gotta tell you, I thought that he kicked the shit out of that girl. After watching the video that Dreka posted, from that angle, I'm not sure his foot even connected with her at all. In fact, you know how they do fingerprints? If there wasn't a shoe print on her titty, I don't even believe that his foot even touched that girl. And I'm not saying this because, I'm this huge Kevin Gates fan and stan, and I'm just sticking up for my favorite rapper or something like that. It's not even like that at all. I'm not just saying this because his wife is fine as hell either. Real talk, crip walk. I'm not perfectly sure whether or not his foot even touched her at all, because from what I saw, I don't know, man. You got to see that particular angle for yourself to make your assessment. But anyways, this is all my opinion. What do I know? I'm just an asshole with a microphone. Plus, I'm biased because there's a beautiful woman involved. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channel. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog on Instagram.